Done that with the help of Lampkin, the veteran player.
And you see Lampkin, he's out there and he's communicating. Adrian Autry has made a concerted effort to make sure he gets the big man touches, and is more so to get the offense. Freeman's done a great job of being able to dive and finish at the cup.
Number 13 in orange, Jyare Davis, the senior, a transfer from Delaware, has joined the lineup. Bell could not get by Shrewsberry. The shot clock is down to 10. Bell is open for three. Lampkin, the one-handed rebound in traffic. The ball goes out of bounds and will stay at this end of the court with the Orange. Always great to see that 44 on the front of the Syracuse uniform. The lineage is back to John Wallace, who wore it before Lampkin. Lampkin wore 44 at Colorado, where he transferred from. And prior to that, Derek Coleman, late 80s, early 90s.
And I was going to go to D.C. because he's back in my era. And again, he's representing well.
And out of the corner, Elijah Moore doesn't get the bounce. Skying for the rebound and pulling it in. Davis had nowhere to go. Alako trying to bail him out. Konstantinovsky is in there, number 25 in green. Shot clock is at 7. Send it out, Alako tees it up, front rim. Second chance for the Irish. Konieczny hustling after that one. That's out of bounds on the Irish again, only on the other side of the court.
And one thing you see from Notre Dame is doing a good job of being able to get to the second and third options. You see Lampkin come out of the game, Freeman back in.
Three assists in the game for Lampkin. Also has a field goal as he goes to the bench. Davis drew the double. Freeman trying to get by his defender in Imes. Kyle Cuff made the move and he was fouled by Alako.
You see Notre Dame is trying to lock down the paint, guard Jyare, because they realize that the Syracuse team so far has not shot the lights out of it prior to this. But then Cuff doing a good job of getting downhill, absorbing the contact.
So Cuff is at the line, just his second free throw attempt of the season, and now he's 0 for 2. Redshirt junior and a transfer from Kansas, second year in the Syracuse program for Kyle Cuff. Seeing action in his 5th game this season. Syracuse as a team 68% from the line. Konieczny got it back. Imes. Shot clock at 10. Davis, a lot of effort. Cannot squeeze up the shot. Konieczny, a turnaround pirouette. Oh, a soft bounce at 2.
And Konieczny not getting sped up. I love the fact touched the paint, gathered himself for a little bit of a reverse pivot. It seemed like Syracuse had a good defense possession, but Konieczny do a good job of finishing.
Freeman tried to square up the jumper and missed. Konstantinovsky with the rebound. J.R. Konieczny from right here in South Bend. Brian, the junior from St. Joseph High School, fouled on the attempt. That'll be Alako going to the free throw line. Every match, every move, every moment. WWE NXT delivers the action every Tuesday, 8, 7 Central. And this Tuesday, no different. Catch NXT right here on the CW. Alako at the free throw line. The transfer from Princeton, where he played 3 years for the Tigers.
Alako and his ability to run this ball club has definitely kind of smoothed it over for Michael Shrewsberry and not having Marcus Burton, because of his ability to run this team, get them into their sets, So that's one of the things, him coming from Princeton, has already been basically in the fire.
Two-time All-Ivy League player. On the Princeton team in 2023, they went to the Sweet 16, and Alako grabs the loose ball after the miss. They beat Arizona and Missouri to get to the Sweet 16 back in 2023 for the Tigers and Alako. Hines. Davis got it back from Alako. Went for the monster jam with the right hand, and it bounced off when he was fouled.
Tae Davis on that cut. Alako doing a good job of being able to find him. Went up with bad intentions.
Second foul on Cuff. 6'9" junior from Indianapolis at the free throw line. Despite the miss, Brian, Tae Davis, as Shrewsberry comes in, lives at the free throw line. Coming into the day, he'd been to the line 53 times already this season.
Well, you've seen it at the beginning of the game. He has made an effort to try to get to the basket. He's strong, athletic. You see him miss the second of both of those. But to your point, he has done an amazing job of being able to get downhill and attack the rim, trying to finish strong.
Fourth among ACC players in getting to the free throw line so far this season. That one rolls off on the attempt by Jyare Davis. Tae Davis for the Irish. Jyare for the Orange. Foul against the Irish as they lead it here in the first half. Bobcats. That's how long ago Nazi was running around the NBA. So some pretty good lineage for this Notre Dame program. Of course, the Boston Celtics are the defending champions in the NBA, Brian. Coach Shrewsberry went back to celebrate with the team last year, to hang out with his former players. It's going to be a foul against the Irish. Konstantinovsky.
Syracuse continues to try to get to the rim. A little bit of a scoring drought, not being able to get going. You see, missed 5 of their last 5 shots.
Chance to cash in from the free throw line now for Davis. 64% of the season for Jyare Davis. Kebajai comes back into the lineup. Freeman comes out, the freshman for the Orange. Nine points and 5 boards and 19 minutes off the bench in the loss at Tennessee on Tuesday for Jyare Davis, number 13 for the Cuse. Shrewsberry thought about 3, cranks it up. Weak side Konieczny off his fingertips and out of bounds to the Orange. Watching CW Courtside Saturday, presented by Allstate. You're in good hands. The good hands of the 1990 ACC Tournament MVP Brian Oliver alongside the Georgia Tech legend all the way to the Final Four that year. Tom Wormy with you along with our outstanding production crew on CW Courtside Saturday, Notre Dame, Indiana. Davis forces his way inside.
And Davis has come in for Adrian Andre and given this team a little bit of a lift. They had struggled to find the range, but I love the fact that he's come in not settling, put the ball on the floor.
And the lead for the Irish is now 1 after the Davis bucket. Shrewsberry on the run, tipped by Lampkin out of bounds, and it stays with Notre Dame. Substitutions for the Irish. Chebahar comes in. Jai comes out. Westry in briefly. He's coming off injury that kept him out for the entire season last year for the Orange. Played his first game on Tuesday at Tennessee. He's on the bench now. This is Davis. Inside of 10 on the shot clock. Konieczny angles to the rim.
And nice move by Konieczny. He realized he had a smaller more on him, and all he had to do is bully him and get to the basket for a finish.
Carlos. Davis couldn't back it down. Safety valve and more. Got it right back with 7 on the shot clock. Trying to put the shoulder into the other Davis. Got the shot away. Score that basket.
And Tom Davis has been that guy as of late for Syracuse, giving them the offense, getting down, playing a little bully ball. And watch he and Tae Davis go at him. He basically is patient. Little turnaround. Davis gets him right on the elbow for a possibility for the and one.
So now Tae Davis, with his second personal foul, has to go to the Irish bench. Jyare comes in for him. 14 in green. Jyare Davis back at the free throw line and completes the old school three-point play. He has scored the last 7 points for Syracuse, and he's approaching his season average per game of 8.7. Imes all the way across. Catch and release for 3. Konieczny connects.
And great setup by Imes. For Syracuse to have to make a decision to stop that penetration. Gets it over Konieczny. Konieczny is coming off the bench, giving the Irish a lot of offense early.
About 7 points for Konieczny, averaging just 4 points per game to start the day. Davis cut off on the baseline. Moore with the shot clock at 7. Lampkin operating out of the corner against Jyare. Shrewsberry had the help. Orange turning it over, the traveling violation.
And good defense by Jyare. Realizing that Lampkin not only is going to try to dime his teammates, puts the ball on the floor, was physical on him, forcing him to that turnover.
Inside of 9 minutes to go in our first half of the 58th all-time meeting. Syracuse leads the all-time series 34-23. Certainly goes back to the days of the Big East when both of these programs were members of that conference. Konieczny exploding to the rim.
And Konieczny again at 6'7", can get him off the floor. Realize he's got the big man in Lampkin, gets by him, and before Lampkin get off the floor, gets that little scoop in.
9 points for Konieczny, the veteran player. Angular rebound run down by Konieczny. He'll pull up. One-arm rebound. Jyare turnaround against Lampkin, who collects it for the Orange. Syracuse has won 5 of the last 6 meetings. Lampkin, awkward attempt. He hit the deck. Jyare scooped it up. Alaco. Shrewsberry. 3-ball. Then a fight for the loose ball. Jyare and Lampkin both hit the deck, and a foul was called.
And both teams are locked and loaded early on. But it's been Konieczny that says, I've got the big guy on you. You know what? I'm going to have to holler at you a little bit later.
21-16, they've led by as many as 5 on a couple of occasions. That is J.J. Starling. He's got the cast on the left hand. Missed the game against Tennessee this week. It happened in practice. An awkward fall, tried to brace himself, and this would have been his first game back playing for Syracuse here at Notre Dame. Started his career at Notre Dame. And Marcus Burton, who last year when the teams played, Syracuse won at the Dome, but Burton had 28 points in that game. He's out with a knee injury for the 4th straight game.
And it's a huge adjustment for both coaches when you start to open up ACC play, not having your best players. But so far, we got a good game. I think that Syracuse has done a good job of being able to get downhill. And then for the Irish, I think that Konieczny has come in and given them some huge points off the bench.
Konieczny has 9 points, and that leads the Irish in this first half. Shot clock dwindling down to 5 for Freeman. Trying to go against Jyare on the baseline, lost it. Desperation shot. They're going to rule it a shot clock violation.
Good defensive possession by Notre Dame. If you're Syracuse, you've got to get a little bit more continuity with this group on the floor because Lampkin is not in the game, and then this is one of those things that who can you give the ball to could go get you a bucket.
Marcus Burton on the bench with the knee injury, was hurt in the game against Rutgers in Las Vegas on November 26th, 12 days ago. Lacko. Flip on the baseline. So Roper couldn't connect. Orange back the other way. Along the baseline and stepped out of bounds. Orange has not led so far in this first half. Told you about these teams playing close games. Last year's game was at the Dome, and that was a win for Coach Autry's team, 88-85, in late February of last season. They'll also play again this year, January 18th, and that will be at the Dome. So 2 meetings this year between the programs. Stolen. 5th turnover of the half. Back the other way, Bell. 3 players go to the court trying to wrestle it away. It's a little feisty down there.
Chippy early on a Saturday morning.
Maestrovich was in there, Brian. Also, Garrett Sundra. Foul was called against Maestrovich.
Well, you see both teams too. This is a huge opportunity for Notre Dame and Syracuse. You open up the ACC play. Both teams want to be able to start out with getting this victory. For Syracuse, you want to get one on the road, and for Notre Dame, you've been away from home for so long. You want to be able to wrap up this game, especially without your star player.
Loss on the road at Georgia for the Irish on Tuesday in the ACC-SEC Challenge. Went the way of the SEC, although the ACC, Clemson and Duke had big wins in that ACC-SEC Challenge against top 5 teams in Kentucky and Auburn.
You see Braeden Shrewsberry stepping on out of bounds line for Notre Dame. He started out strong. They got to find a way to get him some uncontested looks.
4 points for Shrewsberry, and that includes a made 3-pointer on 3 tries. Carlos, quick release front rim. Malacco, 3-on-3 situation. Roper could not advance along the baseline. Roper open for 3, off the mark. Batted around and taken by Lampkin. Notre Dame has missed its last 5 shot attempts. Syracuse has missed its last 4, Brian. Trying to get a little closer to the rim with Lampkin. That shot never made it to the intended destination, and Lampkin got bumped inside. So foul against the Irish. Looking for a cable news network which respects all Americans? And you have a new home with News Nation. See why News Nation is America's most trusted cable news network. To find News Nation on your screen, go to newsnationnow.com.
Goes to the free throw line. He has not been able to get going because Notre Dame has made it a purpose every time he touched the ball in that low block is to send 2 guys at him. For Syracuse, you got to have somebody die because at the beginning of the game they did a better job of reading that double team and have someone cut right to the rim.
Lampkin with a moment of zen prior to the free throw. Deep breath, and
did work.
Just 43% of the season for Lampkin. Syracuse struggled from the free throw line, Brian, on Tuesday at Tennessee. Just 12 of 21 for the Orange from the stripe against the Vols. Knocked away momentarily, regathered. Shrewsberry. Lacko. Shot clock at 7. Konieczny might have to fire away. Lost the handle, got it back. Konieczny misses. Jyare got it back. Right to Konieczny against 2 defenders.
Good offensive rebound by Jyare. Konieczny never gave up on the play. Again, for Notre Dame to continue to find opportunities to finish. You see a great pass and finish by Lampkin at the rim.
So 5 points now for Lampkin. Konieczny is the first player in our game to get to double digits. He's got 11. Shrewsberry down the lane. Jyare lost it on the way up. Lampkin the quick hands. Carlos eyes on Lampkin the whole way. .37% shooting for the Orange in the first half, 41% for the Irish from the floor collectively. 3.5 minutes to go. Shrewsberry, little jab step to get some daylight.
And actually it was a double jab. The first time Freeman didn't bite, he said, we'll give you another one. You give me a little distance, I'm going to go ahead and knock it down. Shrewsberry allows the Notre Dame to have that lead up to 7. Look at both teams, and for Syracuse, they've been able to do their damage in the paint. Already 12 points in the paint. And I love the fact that early on, taking advantage of the mismatches, trying to get downhill. And Eddie Lampkin has been one of those guys that they try to get him going, but Notre Dame's done a good job of being able to double team him. He does a better job of being able to read it. They've been swarming him all afternoon long.
12 points in the paint for the Orange, 0 for 3 from long distance. Lampkin has 3 assists as well. The lead is 7. Largest in the first half. Jyare Davis misses the shot. Alako wants to slow it down. Konieczny running the baseline has 11 points. His season high is 12. Came against North Dakota. Konieczny trying to add to the total. Over the defender. Not enough. Freeman the rebound and the outlet.
Chris Bell is one of the guys, I think, for Syracuse. You've got to find a way to get going. You see the penetration and finish by Carlos. Seems like Syracuse, anytime they can get a stop, will help them.
4 points now for Carlos. Tae Davis had 7 points in the first 4 minutes. None since. Trying to work with Konieczny. They collaborate. Davis over top of the defender and over the front rim and going to the free throw line.
And you talked Tae Davis up that last time. Konieczny didn't have anything. And then watch how he's able to get down there and seal Freeman. Doesn't go up immediately, tries to get into his body, absorbs that contact for that finish. And that's one of the things I think for Notre Dame. You got to give Tae Davis more touches. Allow him to take care of those mismatches.
Shrewsberry out, Imes is in for the Irish. Davis at the free throw line. Missed his 2 previous free throw attempts. Shrewsberry to the bench with 7 points and a couple of 3-pointers. Konieczny sneaky on the baseline, got it back.
I think they're going to get Jyare for the hook on Freeman.
Second foul on Jyare. Both teams in the bonus, so we stride to the free throw line for the Orange. Jyare comes out for Coach Shrewsberry. Five of 9 from the line for the Orange in the first half. 2 of 6 for Notre Dame on free throw attempts. Jyare leads with 5 rebounds to lead the team. Donnie Freeman. Struggles at the free throw line for both teams in this first half. Lacko got 2 defenders in the air. Imes tried to come out of the corner.
Tom, I thought that Lacko had an opportunity. He got down there, and then Syracuse did a great job. He should have shot the layup. Syracuse did a good job of being able to recover. And I think right now when you look at just a little bit over 2 minutes, got to find some way to continue to get to the cup, try to carve into that 7-point Notre Dame lead.
That travel, the 6th turnover of the first half for the Irish. Bell. Freeman into the paint. Sundra defending. Foul is called. Freeman to the free throw line.
Yeah, Freeman did a good job of being able to catch himself. Realized he had the one-on-one matchup. No one was coming on Sundra.
Freeman so far from the line in the game 0 for 3. Stay tuned for today's halftime show presented by Subaru. Love, it's what makes Subaru Subaru. The debut of SMU in first half highlights and stats from the first 20 minutes of our game between the Irish and Orange. Not a lot of love from the free throw line for these teams, Brian.
And missed opportunities, especially for Syracuse. They do a lot of good job, do a very good job of getting to the basket. You got to capitalize on those fouls and knock down some free throws.
6 of 14 from the line for the Orange in the first half. Teams are combined 8 of 20 from the stripe. 6-point game. Notre Dame's been in front the vast majority of this first half. With a minute and a half to go. Konieczny. Oh, look out below.
You see Konieczny decide to take flight. You're a little late.
13 points, J.R. Konieczny in the first half. The last 2 of the thunderous variety. Spin move and the lay-in. Lucas Taylor for the Orange.
Nice move by Taylor, a little up and under. And the finish. Still reeling over that dunk by Konieczny.
Taylor, the senior transfer from Georgia State, gets in the box score. Imes trying to save it on the sideline. And how many times have we seen that in this first half, Brian?
And Notre Dame still leaves the door wide open for Syracuse with those turnovers. And again, when you look at less than a minute, if you're Syracuse, great opportunity now to continue to get downhill. You want to spread out Notre Dame, try to continue to get those penetration.
Carlos. Davis. Taylor, who had the last driving bucket, finds Freeman. Got bumped on the way up. Jyare defending for Notre Dame.
I think that play started off with Carlos continue to probe, force the help by Notre Dame, do a good job of kicking it out. Taylor not satisfied with trying to throw it up and gets it over to Freeman.
First foul on Jyare. Freeman back to the free throw line. The freshman from Washington, D.C., 6'9", 205. Out of the IMG Academy in Florida. Can draw Coach Autry and the Orange to 4 with 39.5 seconds to go in our first half. Sundra is going to come in for Imes for the Irish. Great conversation with Coach Autry yesterday at their shoot-around practice. I asked him, Brian, I said, the second year you're starting to feel a little more comfortable. Things are a little easier. He said, absolutely not. Every night in the ACC, a challenge of the utmost order. Freeman draws the Irish within 4, draws the Orange within 4. About an 8-second difference, game and shot. Shrewsberry, roadblock at the free throw line. Got it back with the shot clock at 5 to Sundra. Try from the corner comes up short. There's only 7 seconds to go for Carlos. Trying to drive it and beat the clock. The kick. Shot from the corner missed everything from Elijah Moore. And that completes the first 20 minutes. Irish with the lead to the locker room, 30-26. Halftime from Notre Dame, Indiana. On CW Courtside, Saturday is next. So Coach will welcome Kai and Anthony to the fold next year. Long Island Lutheran High School in New York. Ready to go and crank up the second 20 minutes on CW Courtside Saturday. The Orange and the Irish. Tom Wormy, Brian Oliver, and our outstanding production crew with you. 4-point lead for Notre Dame to start the half. Roper made the play defensively.
And great defense by Roper. You thought that Carlos was going to get there for that open shot. Good recovery for him.
Irish trying to snap a 5-game losing streak. They won their first 4 games out of the gate. Shrewsberry had the shot deflected.
Tom, you see starting the second half, both teams coming out, amping up the defense, but I'm curious to see who can get separation offensively. First half ended in a low-scoring affair.
44% shooting from the Irish in the first half. Roper. Davis lines it up. Misses the target out of bounds into Syracuse. Four of 15 for Coach Shrewsberry's team from beyond the arc. The Orange yet to make a 3. 0 for 4. They made 6 threes in the loss at Tennessee. Down the lane. Contact and a foul. That was a drive from Freeman.
And Freeman puts his head down and goes in. And you think Tae Davis does a good job of being able to lock him up. But it looks like that may be 3. Watch the penetration again. You see what looks like Tae Davis getting all ball. Ends up possibly being his 3rd foul.
Freeman to the free throw line. We've said that a little bit today. Now 4 of 8 from the stripe for Freeman. Eight points for Freeman. Davis with his 3rd personal.
Freeman finally gets both of those to go, but if I'm Adrian Autry, I tell him continue to try to put the pressure, get downhill, because he's being able to draw contact.
Davis carving his way around Lampkin. Fouled by the big man. Hits the deck of the baseline. Second foul on Lampkin. That's Davis, his propensity to get to the rim and get to the free throw line.
And I thought it was interesting yesterday when we spoke with Micah Shrewsberry. He talked about Tae Davis and how he's grown from last year to this year, getting those reps, more comfortable with being that guy. It seemed like he's found a knack for getting to the basketball.
Coach Shrewsberry in a conversation with Eric Lewis, joined by A.J. Desai and Jeff Pond as our officials. Transfer from Seton Hall, second year in the Notre Dame program for Tae Davis. He'll come out and be replaced by Sundra, leaving with 11 points for Davis. Also with the 3 fouls, he'll take a breather. Carlos tried the kick to Freeman, goes out of bounds. That'll go back to the Irish.
I think Carlos thought that Freeman was going to make a dive cut there, and he opted to flare. Again, one of those things, again, on the road, you've got to value the basketball. You can't have those unforced turns.
Shrewsberry. Bell. Out of bounds, that's off Notre Dame.
And Chris Bell so far not being able to find it from downtown. That's the guy I really think that they need to get going, need to get him rolling. He has yet to even score.
Coach Autry animated on that sideline. Bell tries the other side and misses everything. That was an awkward collision there. Jyare and Roper, everybody's okay. So Bell, Brian, to your point, is now 0 for 3 from the floor, and they're all 3-point tries. He's a guy who averages over 13 points per game for the Orange as well. Shrewsberry. Long rebound. Run out Bell. 1-on-3. Got bumped by Roper on the way to the rim. Wincing underneath the basket for the moment for Bell, able to get it.
You see Bell go for an opportunity, and then Roper comes in, tries to take a swipe at it. And here's what I'm going to say. For a guy that's struggling to get his shot, sometimes getting to the basket or getting the free throw, allow yourself to see the ball to go in, can allow you to alleviate a little bit of that anxiety of not being able to get it going early.
Wednesday on Inside the NFL, our pros take a look ahead at Week 15 matchups featuring the Bills and Lions. Coach Belichick gives us his game plan as we hear Chad Johnson's predictions, all on Inside the NFL Wednesday, 9/8 Central on the CW. Coach Belichick, there's talk about him being a part of the ACC as well. That's floating around, Brian.
He said, Bill said, you know what, let me see what's working over there down at Chapel Hill. They look good in that light blue.
Coach Mack Brown did wonderful things with that program. Second time around for him coaching the Tar Heels. Inside, all kinds of traffic and swatting going on.
See Malako and Taylor down there going at it. And he's like, yeah, you know what? Jawed up, trying to play a little bully ball. Things getting a little chippy here.
These are long-time rivals, make no mistake. 58th all-time meeting. Played last year at the Dome, a win for the Orange. They last played here, Brian, in South Bend, these two teams, December of 2022. And that was a 1-point win for the Orange, 62-61. Irish would go on to win prior to that. The season before, February of 2022, they had a 10-point win at home. Games are always close. Last 9 decided by 10 or less. Carlos dribbled and drive.
And Carlos was able to get by him because Lampkin did a good job of sealing Jyare. Carlos being able to probe right down and gets right to the basket.
Senior from Brooklyn, New York, Jaquan Carlos for 2. Shot clock is at 5. Shrewsberry. To the double team to Jyare. Fumbled it away. into the corner, and that is a shot clock violation.
Hey, great defensive possession by Syracuse. That last time Shrewsberry had Lampkin by himself, they come out to double him and get the ball out of his hands, forces them into a turnover.
You're watching CW Courtside Saturday, presented by Allstate. You're in good hands. We are in Notre Dame, Indiana, the Irish campus. Freeman got it back from Carlos, angles to the rim and scores.
Tom, Carlos has done a great job in this second half of being able to carve up the middle. And you see Syracuse is the first lead.
And the Irish take it right back off the right hand of Braeden Shrewsberry.
Yeah, if you're Taylor, you can't allow Shrewsberry to be able to set his feet like that and get that uncontested shot. You got to close out and have active hands on him.
Bell trying to feed it inside. Cut catch from Lampkin to the baseline. And he lost it out of bounds. Back to the Irish. So Syracuse had the lead for about 3 seconds.
And then Shrewsberry decided, hey, I'm going to take matters into my own hands. Again, what you're finding out is that both teams starting to find and navigate their offense a little better.
So Davis comes back in with his 3 personal fouls. 11 points for Davis, 10 for Shrewsberry. Konieczny has 13. Shrewsberry has 3 made 3-pointers in the game. He's up to 26 made threes for Shrewsberry on the season, and that leads the club. Konieczny. Got it back. Driving baseline on Bell, and there was a bump. Bell picks up the foul, his first. We'll take a timeout in a 2-point game. Irish and Orange. Hilton Garden in, Hilton for the stay.
And Tom, it's been J.R. Konieczny. He came in that first half and was an ultra aggressive, getting to the basket, finishing, going to the upper room early, creating some excitement. Already 13 points and 3 rebounds.
Konieczny averaging just 4 points per game coming into the game. His career high is 18. He's done that twice. The junior from right here in South Bend, Indiana. 6'7" guard. Incredible leaping dunk late in the first half as well. Jyare Konieczny. Had double-doubles in back-to-back games last year. Still in the lineup for the Irish. They have possession. Lacko and Shrewsberry. Davis is 4 of 5 from the floor. Shrewsberry is open. That's a 3.
And you saw Michael Shrewsberry basically saw Tae Davis, and he said to Jaden Shrewsberry, come run that pick. And then what he did is he slipped. Tae Davis took 2 guys, gives Shrewsberry a wide open 3. 13
points for Braeden Shrewsberry, approaching his average of 15.2 per game. Orange going inside with Bell. And a foul on the play.
And we talked about the fact that with Chris Bell, you struggle for a while, and you get to the free throw line, see a couple go down. Now, wonder if this is something that's going to unlock him in the second half. Already 4 points in the second half early.
Konstantinovsky picked up the foul, his 3rd, sent Bell to the free throw line for the Syracuse Orange. Surprisingly, Brian, it's a program that has not been to the tournament since 2021. So they've been spectators, the Orange. Although last year they put together a 20-12 record. Davis in midair, lost control. Potential 2-on-1. Bell to the rim off the front rim. Carlos the follow.
2-on-1 opportunity. You see Bell not being able to finish. Carlos staying right on top of it. Syracuse doing a good job of having good defense turn into offense in the transition.
It is a 1-point game as Lacko goes flying.
Lacko did a good job of being able to sell the contact by Chris Bell.
Second foul on Bell. Coach Shrewsberry's team last year went 13-20, 7-13 in the ACC. They were 9-8 at home overall last year. punted out of bounds. And we may see some punts and passes in a couple of weeks right here on campus for a playoff game for the Irish. It's a good chance they're going to host the playoff game in the new 12-team college football playoff.
And what a year for the ACC. You talk about Notre Dame, and we spoke earlier about Clemson and SMU going at it later on tonight.
Syracuse under Fran Brown in his first year also went 9-3 and beat Miami at the Dome in the final week of regular season play. So a good year for the Orange on the gridiron as well. Davis inside for the Orange.
And Davis comes back and picks up where he left off in the first half. I think that little area right below the free throw line, realizing he can get there and play a little bully ball action.
So the last time the Orange took the lead in the second half, they were up for 10 seconds.
And last time you see Tae Davis caught both Lampkin and Davis falling beneath that screen. You cannot allow him to be able to touch that far in the paint and not contest that shot.
The lead right back to Notre Dame. Davis lost it inside to Tae Davis. Imes pass deflected by Taylor out of bounds. Freeman is coming in for Syracuse to replace Lampkin. Jyare for the Irish, number 21. Imes. Jyare. That one came up short and went out of bounds. Back to Syracuse, trailing by 1. Officially, Syracuse has led for 24 seconds in the second half.
And what you've seen in the second half is both teams finding a way to ramp up their offense a little bit more. You knew that in his first ACC games, you know, that not having your best scores, you're going to have to find a way to score. And both teams have been up and down with that throughout the entire game.
1 point Irish lead. About to cross the 13-minute threshold remaining in our second half. Jyare Davis against Jai. Lost the handle, dives for it. That one kicked into the backcourt. Now front court for the Irish. Davis steps around his defender.
Hey, I want that Davis play. Again, gets that turnover. Looks like he was out of control, gathered himself with a little bit of a step through to be able to come back and extend the lead to 3.
15 points for Davis after 14 on Tuesday at Georgia. Freeman behind the line. Bounces off to Shrewsberry. Up ahead, Jai. Couldn't handle the pass. He was wide open. Back to Freeman. Tough catch and bounce. Freeman, basket and foul.
And Freeman starts to play on both ends. Hustles back, prevents Notre Dame from going to UC. Adrian Autry come over and give him some love. You see Freeman get to the basket for the and one.
Imes picked up the foul. Freeman to the free throw line. 5 of 7 from the stripe this afternoon. Donnie Freeman, old school three-point play.
And when we talked in the open for Syracuse, who was it that needs to stand up with not having J.J. Starling? Donnie Freeman has stepped up for the challenge you see right now. Both teams locked in at 43 all.
14 points for Donnie Freeman. 5th time this season he has gotten to double digits in scoring for the freshman. Spins off the rim, and Jai comes in, double-fisted.
Jai does a good job of following the ball. Tae Davis goes in, draws 2 guys, and then big guy just runs in, flushes it for the putback.
Freeman got it from Carlos, right at Jai. Foul called in the midair contact. Things are heating up inside Purcell Pavilion. It's a 2-point game.
May be cold outside, partner, but we both got it inside here. You see both of them going the first.
Irish after they led 30-26 at halftime. This foul a moment ago, to the left is Tae Davis. Keba Jai defended on Freeman, and they assessed the foul to Davis's 4th.
And that's going to be huge for them because Tae Davis has come back in this first game, and actually more in the second half, 15 points. That's going to be huge for Micah Shrewsberry. Interesting to see how they're going to be able to handle that.
9 in the first half, 6 in the second half for Davis. Now on the bench for the Irish. 6 of 8 from the floor. Has a couple of rebounds. Now 4 personal fouls. He's the first player in the game to get into serious foul trouble. Freeman at the free throw line.
A smaller lineup for Notre Dame. You bring in Konieczny. Interesting to see if Syracuse can take advantage.
Thursday night is game night on the CW. First, Raven Simone hosts an all-new episode of the classic crossword game Scrabble, followed by a brand new Trivial Pursuit hosted by LeVar Burton. It's Thursday night game night. It all starts 8/7 Central only on the CW. 16 points now for Donnie Freeman, and we are tied at 45 after the Freeman free throws. Back and forth in the second half. Tied for the 4th time this afternoon. Jyare. Shot clock at 2 for Jyare. Over top. Bounces off. Konieczny misses.
Konieczny there couldn't capitalize on that. If you're Jyare, you got a smaller Davis. You got to go soon. You don't want to back him down. Just go ahead and put him in the rim.
Konieczny has not scored so far in the second half. 13 points in the first half, including a dunk with about a minute and a half to go. Inside to Davis.
And good curl by Elijah Moore. That last time, get into the lane, force the help. And then how about Jyare Davis? He's come up huge for Adrian Autry's team off the bench.
That's a nice freshman to freshman combination for Coach Autry. Konieczny. Jyare Davis trying to defend. The help came from Freeman, and a foul is called. Konieczny going to the free throw line.
Man, Konieczny is relentless that last time. The physicality from Davis didn't deny him to be able to get to the basket. And you wonder who's going to provide that offense with Tae Davis on the floor, on the bench.
Konieczny going to the line for the first time this afternoon. Just 2 of 5 from the stripe this season for Konieczny. You're watching CW Courtside Saturday, brought to you by healthcare.gov. New law, new prices, enroll today. That's Eric Lewis with a little talking to the players.
Neither team has been able to extend their lead beyond 2 points. You see back and forth. Seems like this may be one that's going to come down to the last possession.
Whistle on the Syracuse possession. 3rd on Roper.
What you've seen from Notre Dame having the small lineup, Syracuse opting to try to take advantage of the mismatches. You see Notre Dame having a smaller defender on Donnie Freeman, put him right in the post.
It's another foul on the Irish.
I think they may have called that on Syracuse.
Based on the fact that everybody's running to the other end of the floor, that foul's on Cuff, his 3rd for the Orange. Coach Autry also requesting an explanation. Taking over for the legend, Jim Boeheim, 47 years on the Orange bench. That's Shrewsberry floating through the air.
But here's the thing, Cuff was late on that jump shot, and then basically what Shrewsberry did, he froze him, then got right in for that little teardrop.
Shrewsberry now one of 3 Irish players with 15 points in the game. Konieczny defending. The driving attempt. Nine and a half minutes to go in regulation. Malacco Little globetrotter dribbling. Muscles his way inside. Got his defender in the air, created contact.
Man, Alako did a good job of being able to get down there, was patient. Cleared the defender, and then waited on a pump fake for him to come down and foul.
Westry picked up the foul for the Oranges first. 2 for 4 from the line in the game for Alako. Carlos comes in, cuff is out. Westry also comes out. Alako, one more free throw. We've been tied 3 times, 6 lead changes. All that activity in the second half. 1 of 2, Alako from the line, 50-47. Irish lead. Cross it over, Carlos. Spin cycle Davis. Soft bounce.
Hey, Jyare Davis, man, he's cooking this afternoon. Again, even that last time, realized that he had a bigger Jai. Got into the big man, turned on and got a little separation for that fadeaway.
13 points for number 13, Jyare Davis. He's been to double figures 3 times this season for the Orange. Shrewsberry, hesitation. Shot clock at 5. Hops into the paint, elevates and scores.
And how he set that up was a little bit of a hesitation to get Taylor off balance. Gets there, elevates with a fadeaway. Nice basket by Braeden Shrewsberry.
And he leads the way with 17 points. Davis, elbow.
And why not? Why not? Jyare Davis has been cooking, and then Carlos realizes that he's got a guy that's got it going, gives him an opportunity to get him in his sweet spot.
Cuts the lead to 1. Davis started the season in the game against Lemoyne for the Orange at home with a double-double. 22 points and 12 boards. Contact and a foul. Lucas Taylor has picked up his 3rd. It's a 1-point Irish lead. Shrewsbury leads the way with 17 points for Notre Dame. Financial security for more than 150 years.
And we talked about for both teams, you need people to step up. And for Syracuse, it's been Donnie Freeman all afternoon long, attacking the rim and being strong. But then for Notre Dame, it's been Braeden Shrewsberry. Has been hot from outside, has had 17 points, has done a good job of being able to navigate, going inside and outside. Both guys have been lights out for their respective teams. And you see today, Freeman with 16 points, Shrewsberry with 17.
Donnie Freeman, his season high of 23 came against Cornell. Braeden Shrewsberry, he's got the 4 3-pointers, Brian, and 9 attempts. Nobody in the ACC attempts more 3-point shots than Braeden Shrewsberry, and I don't expect that to change as the season goes along.
And I think that when we talked earlier with Micah, Shrewsberry talked about the fact that he's encouraged Jaden to work on his mid-range game. You see that on display as well.
Last year, Shrewsbury made 78 3-pointers, second most among Division I freshmen. Jai is at the line.
Jai with a nice touch at the free throw line. You'd think that Micah Shrewsberry would try to take advantage of those mismatches when you get the smaller defenders switching on Jai, give him a touch in the paint.
Jai now with 4 points. Great pass inside. Davis!
Oh, man, how about Davis again? That last play, Taylor did a great job of being able to penetrate and get the ball right over to Davis. Davis has been the guy. Watch the penetration right there. Forces the defense to come over. Davis does a good job of being able to get into the body of Jai. Here's another opportunity for an and one.
3rd foul on Jai. Jyare Davis at the free throw line. Now we know he can score. In his years at Delaware, his career high was 29 points. Davis has the last 9 points for the Orange. He's got 18 in total. He leads the way. Freeman has 16. Those are the two double-digit scorers for Syracuse. Konieczny falling away. Jai trying to run it down to the corner and save it. Throws it up for grabs. Stolen right back. Roper on the pass by Taylor. Shrewsberry trying to get rid of the defender, and an offensive foul is called on number 11.
Yeah, Shrewsberry a little bit of a chicken wing that last time. Carlos does a good job of being able to get there and trying to create a little bit of separation. Shrewsberry gets called for the offensive foul.
Polacco comes in, Imes is out. Logan Imes, who originally signed with Penn State, when Coach Shrewsberry trying to implore the crowd here this afternoon inside Purcell Pavilion. Inside of 7 minutes to go in regulation. Tied at 54. Carlos stop and start. Freeman.
Oh, what a dime by Carlos. He's done it all afternoon long. Getting into the lane, probing that defense from Notre Dame, and gets it right over to Freeman for the finish.
18 points for Freeman now, 6 assists for Carlos. Shrewsberry defender on his hip and to the free throw line. Carlos defending on a running Shrewsberry.
And Shrewsberry did a good job of being able to freeze Carlos. Again, if you're Carlos, you want to get up on him because you know he's already knocked down 4 threes. Shrewsberry realizes that I can go ahead and get to a spot, absorb that contact. Now he's at the line for 2.
Don't forget, coming up, the second game of CW Courtside Saturday in our doubleheader. Ron Sanchez, Andy Enfield, Virginia, and SMU. It's first game of the ACC. That's to follow us. Tom Brenneman and the All-American from Duke, Mike Jaminski, will take you through game 2. We got work to do. 6:20 to go in game 1. If our season starts off like this, Brian, I can't wait for the rest of the year.
And I agree with you. You see Carlos still probing. If you're Manalaco, you got to lock him down. Right there, one coming up short for Davis.
Jai flashing. Jai inside. Keba Jai. Flex and foul.
And remember, we talked about that earlier. If you're Micah Shrewsberry, you give your big man opportunity to get into a little guy like Freeman. When I say little guy, he says you won't flex on him. He said, young fella, you're going to get into the weight room.
8th lead change in this half. And Jai at the line.
Jai doing a good job of being able to finish. And for Syracuse, Carlos has done a good job of being able to probe. And you see, stopping the play for a second.
The shot clock just a second ago read 30. They've adjusted it accordingly. We're rolling with 5:44 to go in the second half. There's number 44, Lampkin. Shuffled the feet.
Lampkin did a good job of being able to back Jai down, but that last time, taking too many steps. Right now, Notre Dame's done a good job of being able to buy Shrewsberry some time as you see Tae Davis come back into the game with those 4 fouls.
Shrewsberry doesn't get the bounce. Freeman over top of everyone for the rebound. 7 rebounds for Freeman. Carlos other end. Perimeter ball movement. Freeman against Davis.
Oh, nice move. And you saw Freeman go ahead, realizing that Davis has got 4 fouls, cannot afford to foul. Backs him down, gets that little contact, finishes close off the bank.
Second time this season, 20 points or more for Donnie Freeman. Did it against Cornell as well in a win with 23 points. Alako trying to calculate the angle. Fouled in the process and utilized the glass for Alako.
And good shot for Alako because he realized he had the defender trailing him. Best time to try to get downhill is on the curl action, is to turn the corner. Alako doing a good job of being able to attack the rim with opportunity to put the Irish up 3.
Third foul on Lampkin puts Alako at the free throw line. Now 4 of 7 from the line, Alako. Shrewsberry's team, as we mentioned, Brian, they've lost 5 in a row. Their last win, November 19th at home against North Dakota, 75-58. Played some close games in a multi-team event in Las Vegas. Lost to ranked teams Houston and Creighton, and also Rutgers in overtime. That was the game where Burton was injured. The point guard, sophomore, and freshman of the year last year in the ACC is on the bench and missing his 4th game for the Irish. Preseason All-ACC selection. Moore stumbles. Handoff. Shot clock is at 2 for Carlos. Needs to get to the rim. Jyare rejects it, and it's a shot clock violation.
And great blocking, help side by Jyare. Thought that Notre Dame did a good job of being able to contain Carlos in the penetration. Jyare on the weak side. Watch his penetration. Shot clock's going down. Carlos gets over. Jyare comes over. Big fella's like, not today, young fella. Get that up out of here.
Another here at home.
But that loss of the 5 games outside of Elon is a little skewed because when you look at who Notre Dame was able to play, you talk about ranked teams in Creighton and then also Houston. They lose an overtime game against a good Rutgers team. Not a great opportunity again because, again, you want to open up the season with a win, especially at home after being away for so long.
They also won mid-November at Georgetown, 84-63, after losing in overtime at home against Georgetown last season. Syracuse on the turnover.
Great hands by Carlos coming over to take that ball away from Tae Davis.
Syracuse will also play Georgetown this season. That'll be December 14th, the 100th all-time meeting between those programs. Shot clock to 10 for the Orange and Davis. Konieczny sagging down defensively. Davis over Jyare.
And here's the thing, Davis realized he had the bigger Jyare. He was like, not a problem. I'm gonna take my time, I'm gonna bully you, get a little jump hook over my left shoulder.
Davis and Freeman have combined for 40 points, and Shrewsberry comes right back with the roundhouse hook from 3-point distance.
And Syracuse with a huge mishap. You cannot leave Braeden Shrewsberry wide open, allow him to set his feet to knock down that 3.
22 points for Shrewsberry, 5 made 3-pointers in the game as he rips the ropes for the Irish. Notre Dame by 3. Deep into the shot clock for Freeman. Rims out. Foul called against Syracuse. We'll take a timeout with 2:55 to go and a 3-point lead for Notre Dame against Syracuse. Neely, sharpshooter for the Cavs. We'll have it for you. Tom Brenneman and the All-American from Duke, Mike Jaminski, will have the play-by-play following us. So Jyare is at the free throw line, 63-60 in a back-and-forth second half. It was a 4-point halftime lead for Notre Dame.
His production in the second half has been huge for Micah Shrewsberry, just on both ends of the floor. And you know what you get as a rim protector, but they've been able to get some offense, and then he's been clutch with knocking these free throws down in the second half. Until I said that.
He had missed from the line until that. Still a 4-point lead for the Irish.
I feel like you got to give Davis a touch here. He's been the guy that every time you give him the rock, he's been able to come up with something big. Or you could go to Elijah Moore for the Syracuse's first made three-pointer of the game.
Brian, I'm not kidding. We just looked that up. Syracuse had made a three in every game since 2014. There was a game against Holy Cross that they did not make a three. They had made a three in every game since. And now it is being reviewed and called a two, Brian. And then Shrewsberry comes back with a three.
He says, I'll make sure I'll leave no doubt. I'm far enough behind it, knocks it down. Extend this lead to 5. What a game to open up the ACC league play.
Moore has it again. He scores again.
We were talking about with Red Autry yesterday. He talked about Elijah Moore has ice in his veins. Is not afraid of the moment. Comes up with 2 clutch buckets.
Moore, who did not score in the first half. Again, his previous shot was ruled a 2 from in front of his own bench. So Syracuse still has not made a 3. Shrewsberry with the left hand.
Shrewsberry gets downhill and couldn't finish it.
Syracuse is 0 for 7 from beyond the arc. Again, you have to go back to 2014 in a game against Holy Cross at home for a game in which they did not make a 3. Davis high for the board, deflected into the corner. He and Roper go to the corner, and a foul was called. It's on Roper in his 4th. Both teams in the bonus. Double bonus for the Irish. 1:09 to go. Davis is at the free throw line.
We've known all afternoon long it was going to come down to maybe a 1 or 2 possession game. Jyare Davis goes to the line. It's what has been a huge afternoon for him on both ends.
So Davis with the miss, still with 20 points, 2 shy of his season high.
At Notre Dame, you run some clock. The clock is your friend. Like to be able to get something inside. If you can't get that, maybe Braeden Shrewsberry, allow him to come off of a pin down.
Final 50 seconds of regulation, 67-64. Konieczny working the baseline, too strong. Over top, Freeman with a rebound. One possession game. Carlos. Vialaco. Taylor, shot clock at 5 on the run. Jai got position, muscled Davis out of the way, and a foul called.
See his last play. Notre Dame does a good job. And watch Davis there, gets wrapped up down there with Jai. You see Jai going to the line. An opportunity to be able to make it a 2-possession game.
Timeout taken by the Orange. 67-64. Irish at the free throw line. In the huddle with Coach Autry. Don't forget, coming up next, Virginia SMU game 2. CW courtside Saturday, just our first Saturday of the season, the opening of ACC play. 8 games between ACC teams today, and this one going right down to the wire with 17 seconds to go.
And Tom, if I'm in the huddle with Adrian Autry, I'm telling my team that if Jai makes both of us a 2-possession game, we don't need a 3 immediately. What you want to do is you want to race down, get a quick score, and you want to prolong the game because you want to maybe make the foul game. If I'm Notre Dame, you understand that knock down these 2, extend the game, and then you're going to back up and lock down that paint. Syracuse has shown all afternoon long that they have not been really good from behind the arc. Knock down these 2, and then you lock down that paint and you rebound.
Last home win against the Orange for the Irish came in February of 2022, 79-69. Syracuse working on a 3-game winning streak in the series. Jai at the free throw line. Critical miss. 8 points in the game for Jyare.
And here's the thing too, if Jyare misses this, again, I don't know if you need a 3 right off the gate. I would try to get a quick 2. Or maybe something where you've got Elijah Moore, who's shown that can knock down the 3 for the Orange.
It's a big make. It's a 4-point game. Carlos will let it roll up. Blanco defending. Final 15 seconds in a 4-point game. Carlos sends it out. Davis behind the line for 3. Off the rim. Roper has it. Freeman fouls him. 5.5 seconds to go. And the Irish up by 4.
Okay.
Syracuse 0 for 8. From 3-point distance, Micah Shrewsberry has tied his career high with 25 points. Roper at the line. Still a 4-point difference. Five-point lead, just 5.5 seconds to go. Carlos runs it up. Moore for 3 and a miss. Orange failed to make a 3. Irish come out on top. 69-64 in a thrilling opening ACC game for both Notre Dame and Syracuse. And an ACC opening victory for the Irish for the first time since 2017 against Georgia Tech.